My name's Ryan Kelly. I'm a quality assurance engineer with a CQI certification. I'm here to tell you today about how to start up your own QA department from the ground up. So step one, I'm going to get straight into it, is connect with who you are selling to or buying from. So in this case, it's more of factory versus retail. So I'm going to start on the factory side first when you are selling to a retailer. So the first thing you want to know is, what are the legal requirements? This is more contacting that retailer, whoever you're selling to, and getting their information. What are their requirements? Are there legal requirements? Are there certain quality standards that you need to hit for your product? It's good to capture all that beforehand, because those are documents that you can add into your QA department that are already made. So you don't have to worry about recreating new ones. You should have them in your systems and ready to use at a moment's notice in case you need to have them in the future. That way there's no confusion going down the line, and when you're trying to scramble to get something, you already have it at the ready. So also ask what kind of data they capture. Is this returns? Do they look at how many items are being returned? How do they track it? How can you get your hands on that information as well? Contact them, ask them about it, and then they should be able to help you out in that sense if they have a strong QA department. What kind of reviews also? Do they have reviews online that you can see? Are all of their reviews online? Are some of them hidden? Do they have access to that? And can they get you access to that as well? Also, defect rates. Usually if this is more on the factory side, you know your own defect rates in the manufacturing process, but what about the defect rates when they hit the stores? What about defect rates that are missing parts or are cracked or are broken when they meet the customer? Getting rates of those two are also very important. So QA controls and support options, or QA contacts, I should say, and support options. So what else do they have on their QA team? Who are the members, and what can they do to help support you? Is this something that they're usually roped in the NPD, new product development process, when you have a new item you're pitching and they're helping to vet that item? Maybe they do their own testing. Knowing what they do and how they can support you will move mountains in the future to know how you can rely on them in certain ways. And also, one other thing to keep in mind are previous learnings. When you ask that retailer, and if they've been selling a certain product for a long time and you're just getting started doing it, they most likely have a lot of learnings when they might have had issues previously. Say you were a company called Pencils, selling pencils, and the retailer that you're selling to, maybe they've been selling pencils for 20 years and you're now producing pencils for them. What other issues have they seen and how have they prevented that before? Knowing that information can help you so much going in the future and helping you save on that cost of quality. So let's assume that you're buying from, so this is more of the retail, you're buying from a factory and you're going to sell it in your own stores. So think of everything in the selling to section in reverse. So instead of what are the requirements, make sure you have your requirements. Make sure you're sending your requirements, sending any data you capture, sending your information and your support options and your previous learnings. All of those are going to help your product in the future. So all that other stuff you want to do for them. Also, the only extra things that you'll need to do is look at who you're buying from and ask about the quality controls in place. What are the quality controls they have in the factory? What are the issues that you've seen, and how can they use those quality controls to help stop that in the future? Maybe assess the risk of different products, and if they do a change, maybe they change the pencil and the actual paint on the outside, or maybe the paint coating process. If that is being changed to something else, what are the extra QA measures that are being put in place? So all of this to say, step one is gathering that information that's already made for you, already set up, already set in stone, and you want to gather that And second step is to put it all in one place. So this is called a document control system. This will be solely for your QA standards and for your QA information. So everything you already gathered, now you want to centralize into one document control system. This is how you keep track of that data and your standards. You could reference back to it with ease in the future. And this is also how you continuously improve. This is how you look back on your previous failures, and this will help you set that baseline going in the future. So I'll pause here. If you find this information valuable, please like and subscribe. If you have specific questions, comment them down below, and I could help you in future videos. I will also offer a free private call for any of your questions as well. So quick review, altogether, currently have a whole bunch of just given information from your supplier, from your buyer, and this is now all in a centralized location. Now we're going to move on to step 3. This is quality data capturing. So this is getting even more information, but this is all your own information. So this is defects. This is whether you're on the retail store side or you're on the factory side and you're producing this. What are your defect rates? How are you capturing this? And how are you putting it systematically into that document control system? What about waste on the factory side? If you have those certain metrics, how are you capturing it? And how are you making sure it's updated into your system each time? Because it'll be so important when you need to review data in the future to come back. You'll be able to easily find it in that document control center and then repaste into that. So defects, waste on the factory side. On the retail side, you could think of defects and returns. How are you capturing returns? How are they going to be not only reoccurringly captured for yourself, how are they going to be reoccurringly sent to your factory that you're supporting? How often can they look at that data? How often then can they review and analyze that themselves so they can improve their processes? That's another really important thing where it's not just important for you to get the data, but to also pass that on to the factory partners. And on both sides of it, what are the CTQs? What are the reviews? What are the customers saying is important for this product? And it sets us up for step 4 really well, because that's about setting those quality standards. Once you have all that information, you have it reoccurringly, and you're seeing what the customer is liking and disliking, how are you using that to set standards for your products? Is this a product standard? Is this a defect standard? Are too many products getting into the customer's hands and already having issues, already being broken, chipped, pencils, whatever it may be? How do you implement new standards, new inspections, new metrics on your side, and new processes that'll improve that? What are you doing after looking at all this data that's captured to set and improve your quality standards? So those are the 4 steps. That's all you'll need. I'll give you a bonus step 5 too. This is more just thinking about quality as a culture in all aspects, whether you're in production or anywhere else in the retail environment too. We'll also give an example on the production side where it's not just you mentioning these customer complaints and these standards. It's your factory workers as well. Everybody who's on the line, everybody who's in the shipment process, the inspection process, has a quality mindset that they're looking at each of these, looking for issues, looking for failures. And that way your team can all backtrack and everybody has the same goal of trying to get a better product for the customer. So that's how you build that QA department from the ground up. And really, this is just the foundation. These are the main essential things that you need and you can evolve from for the future. And it really sets that foundation for a strong QA department that you can build off of. So again, I'll mention this. If you found this information valuable, please like and subscribe. If you have specific questions, comment them down below. I could use that for future videos. If you want a free private call, just let me know and I could help answer any of your questions. Thank you for your time.